from Chiefs training camp in St. Joe. The fans are filing in. Football season is upon us, Noah.
We're starting it off right with media passes. That's right, all access right here on the Outsiders Podcast, and only here. Andy Reid, Alex Smith, the new regime. We've got it all covered.
Well, day one of training camp, Noah, we were on hand with our media passes, immediately whisked to the nice, cushy media tent with beverages available and shade. It was unreal.
It was. Free beverages. Can't go wrong with that. Huge thanks to Brad G. and Ted Sundquist for the hookup there. Former Broncos general manager Ted Sundquist. And we got to meet with Frank Bowl, talk with him a little bit. Such a great guy. Got to see a huge line of Chiefs fans. I mean, just so many fans out there. Huge line just waiting to get in.
Yeah, absolutely. It was here it is, a week, a Friday. People trying to get in, taking off work, coming to see training camp, trying to see this thing get started off the right way. The Andy Reid, John Dorsey regime is off and running. The practice is in the books. And, what did you see out here? We saw, the players came on, right around 3:30. They started trickling on the field about 5 minutes before that, and really got a sense like they were ready to be there, ready to get things started, ready to go to work.
Yeah, Dustin Colquitt, first one out there with Thomas Gafford, and they just kept trickling after that. Eric Berry slowly on the field to people calling him Jamal Charles, but it wasn't. And then Kendrick Lewis comes on the field. People thought he was Jamal Charles. No. Then Jamal Charles comes on the field, and then the rest of the team starts trickling in.
Well, we had a Debo sighting, a guy who was not available to practice yet today.
Yeah, Andy Reid tells us that it's some sort of chest illness with him. Nothing serious. Should be back in a few days, so that's really good to hear.
What do you take from this? I mean, of course, from this vantage point, we were unable to capture 11-on-11 or walk-through drills, guys. That was part of the media rules. We were not able to get that. But what you're seeing, a lot of stuff we were able to capture, a lot of individual drills, quarterbacks getting after today. What a group. As I was looking at it, it made me realize how deficient we were a year ago as a whole at the quarterback position. When you're talking about Matt Castle, Brady Quinn, Ricky Stanzi, now you look at it and you look out there and you see Alex Smith, who I thought had a nice zip on the ball. You could just see the arm strength difference even between him and Matt Castle. Chase Daniel, of course. Tyler Bray, and you still got Ricky Stanzi in there. Just a better group as a whole.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I have high hopes for Tyler Bray. You see him and Alex Smith tossing the ball out there together. And as far as Chase Daniel, I mean, this guy's backed up Drew Brees, and if anything happened, they really relied on Chase to pick up that offense and take it just as far as Drew could.
Now, what did you see from Andy Reid's training camp? I mean, it's just one practice, but what did you see maybe that was different than the Romeo Crennel practices?
Romeo Crennel was hectic, just didn't really know how to be a head coach and get from drill to drill smoothly. Andy Reid has done this for so long, done it successfully for so long, and man, just real smooth practice, always action going on, never going to miss a moment, never going to be waiting for players to get from one place to another. It happens instantly, and you're ready to watch the drill.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, and we got to see, the offensive line going at it a little bit. Some of their drills. We got to see, of course, Eric Fisher moved into that unit immediately and got to work. I mean, I think that offensive line is going to be a very key unit for this team, and it got better. Brandon Albert's still there. They draft Fisher with the first pick. It's a better unit.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they get Eric Fisher signed, sealed, delivered to training camp the very first day. That's very important. He might need to put on a little bit more weight, but man, that group looks real solid with Brandon Albert, Jeff Allen. It's good to see Rodney Hudson back from injury last year, and John Asamoah, and then Eric Fisher on the right side. It looks like it could be a strong group.
And it was a huge privilege for us to be invited down to the post-practice presser. After practice, we were down there, got to talk to Andy Reid, first-round pick Eric Fisher, Alex Smith, and then of course Dexter McCluster stopped by. So very privileged that we were able to do that. Very good stuff.
Yeah, a little intimidating with the likes of Adam Teicher, Frank Bowl, Al Wallace, Randy Kovitz out there. But man, we got our questions in. It was hard to do, but we did it.
So things went well today. The guys, like I mentioned, had a conditioning workout this morning. I thought they did a heck of a job. The big guys were in shape and did a great job running, and then all the skill guys did a nice job. So then this afternoon we had them come out and go through this exercise. Again, it was the offense versus scout team, and then the defense versus scout team. So it was just different looks that the coordinators wanted to get done. We do it by 10 plays. In this situation here, we call it 10-10-10 practice, and that's how they went about it. It's mainly to make sure assignments are down, and then we'll do another install tonight, offensively, defensively, and special teams wise, and then they'll come out tomorrow. They'll be in no pads. Tomorrow will be shells and helmets, and then shorts and it'll be a non-contact day, and then Sunday we'll crank it up a little bit. Well, listen, I'll tell you, it was great to see the fans out here, the support of the fans, and they looked like they packed the place. They were loud, and that part is exciting for the players. I mean, they feel that, and then once they get into practice, you're practicing. So it's, but it's sure good to have some support out here like we had. Other than that, it went smooth.
Andy, did you talk about having Fisher here at the workout today?
Yeah, listen, it was good that he got in.
What do you say about your depth at running back and receiver, where it seems thin on paper?
Well, the guys out here, I don't think they would tell you it's thin. I think that they're be out here working, trying to make the football team, and you know, honing in on their skills and getting better at what they do. So we'll see. We'll see how camp works. And can't tell you that everything on the first day. Figure it out with time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
How's everyone doing? I guess I'll go straight to questions. I'm sure you guys got
Okay, you're here. Are you glad?
Oh yeah, I'm glad. You know, I got here. You know, I'm glad I didn't miss any practices, and you know, it's great to be back with the team and getting back to work.
Eric, on the business side of this, what did you learn about football, the NFL?
That there is a business side. You know, coming from college, it's like, you know, the other part of it's school, and then when you get here, the other part of it's business, and you know, so it's definitely a business, but you know, it's a game when all the business is taken care of, and it's a game I love.
What have you been doing specifically to make the switch from left to right?
Really, it's just, you know, getting in your stance repetitively, and you know, you need to, you know, eventually it comes like second nature, you know, and it'll feel, you know, even still, you know, it's a transition. You know, my body's so used to the left side, but you know, getting through this training camp, it shouldn't be a problem.
What did you think of the atmosphere? I mean, the fans were cheering when you came out.
Yeah, it's definitely a new atmosphere for me coming out of MAC school. You know, we almost had as many people here as we had at our games. But yeah, it's pretty cool being a lineman and hearing your name. You know, people calling out your name and, you know, wanting your autograph, because, you know, that's not always the case as a college lineman. But you know, it's a good feeling. You know, it's great to have their support and hear them out here.
Thanks.
Alex, obviously it was just the first day and it was kind of a non-competitive practice, but still, getting it started with the deep ball, was that meaningful to you at all?
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. Came up and yeah, got the good look for it. Crowd pleaser. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good to be out here and have bodies, and you're playing football, and fun with the fans. I mean, what a great atmosphere out here. This is new for me. Definitely new territory for me, and it was fun. I mean, just the energy the fans bring out here when you're in camp. It's fun to come out and see this.
You were the first pick in the draft, obviously, and you've been a starter in the league for a number of years, so I'm not suggesting you aren't used to pressure coming with the job, but any different being here in that regard?
Oh, I think I'm much better equipped to handle it. Yeah, when you're a young guy coming in and playing early, I think I dwelled on it too much. I let it affect my play too much. Tried to please everybody. You know, I think you know, just older and more equipped just to, you know, go out here. I'm gonna play my game. I'm gonna continue to try to work as hard as I can to get as good as I can, try to reach my potential and win a bunch of games. You know, that's the goal. And for me, I'm not worried about a bunch of other things. You know, when I was younger, I dealt with a lot of that. You know, I worried about, you know, you think about all kinds of stuff that you have no control over. So,
Like what?
anything and everything, absolutely everything. You know, starting with what everybody thinks about you. You know, for me, you really narrow your focus. You know, you narrow it down to, you know, starting for one with the team. You know, and it's me going out there doing my job and being accountable to them. You know, and it goes out from there. Obviously, the organization, the fans. But for me, really narrowing that focus, and it's just being accountable to my teammates.
Hey Alex, when you were walking out, some fans screamed like "Be our savior."
Yeah, I heard that one. We were laughing about that.
You know, what do you make of that, man? I mean,
yeah, we laughed about that. That's just a strong word. Yeah, I had fun with it. I mean, yeah, for sure, and that's the quarterback position. That's the quarterback position, and then I think that's a great example of when I was younger. I would have taken that. I would have taken that pretty literal, you know, and I would have tried to. I tried to make every single throw, and I tried to prove to everybody on every single play that yeah, I was worth it, and I was going to do this. And I mean, in reality, you go out there, and I think winning games is about doing the little things at the quarterback position.
How do you feel about this group of quarterbacks as a whole?
Yeah, competitive group. We got a great group, I think. Guys with different strengths, but guys that come out here every single day, you know, aren't content with any sort of mediocrity. You know, guys we push each other. We compete. Every guy out here comes out here, and we all push each other. It's a good group, great group, I think, and that's what you want in the quarterback room. I think the number one attribute you want in that room is competitiveness, and we certainly have it. So,
What do you see in Tyler Bray, and how have you helped his transition?
yeah, I mean, talented kid. A lot of arm talent. I know a lot's been made up of his career there at Tennessee and this and that. He's come in, you know what? He's worked hard. It's a credit to him. He's come in, learning this playbook. It's tough when you're a rookie and you've played in a college system. And you come in and you start dealing with not only an offensive playbook at the pro level, but you're going against the defensive playbook at the pro level. And it just compounds things. And, you know, the one thing I see in him that he does a great job with is, although there's a lot of thinking going on, I know he's thinking a lot, but when he does go out there and play, he cuts it loose. You know, that's not the time. When you get in team drills, just go out there and cut it loose, and he does a good job of that. Yeah.
Do you have any input on things you like?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I voice it all the time. Whether or not they take it, it's up to them. But yeah, and that's another thing with getting older. I've been, playing a lot of different things, and yeah, maybe I do this, and yeah, I'll offer it up when I think something's.
Stand up. You can talk it down.
He's got a freestyle.
Hey, no way.
You trying to be funny?
Hey guys, you guys got to back up.
Yeah, I wasn't
There you
sure
go.
if
Testing.
I was
That's too low.
on that or so. I wasn't sure. I just kind of talked to you.
I'm good.
How does it feel to have a head coach in Andy Reid that wanted to draft you with the Philadelphia Eagles, but the Chiefs snagged you up?
Most definitely. It's always good to know that someone still likes you. But he told me that he still sees that fire in my eye that he saw when I was at Ole Miss, and I told him it's not going anywhere. I'm the same guy. Just give it a chance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dex.
The Outsiders podcast right here, closing out day one at training camp, eventful day. Guys got out there 11 on 11, did some walkthroughs, some individual drills. You know what? Eric Fisher's in camp. That's very exciting. He's got to talk to Alex Smith, Dexter, McCluster, Coach Andy Reid, and of course, Fisher himself. Eventful day for us here. Training camp's underway.
Training camp is underway with the media passes. The Outsiders podcast has attained. We got to interview Andy Reid, Alex Smith, Dexter McCluster, and Eric Fisher. I even got some questions in edgewise with the likes of Adam Teicher and Karen Kornacki. How did we do it?
That's going to close us out from day one here at Chiefs Training Camp. We're going to be back covering as the thing goes on. Going to get a little hotter, going to get a little more intense. But we're going to be there for you here at the Outsiders podcast. That's what we do. Clinton Noah signing off, Outsiders. Day one in the books.